Russell Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. I know it's late on Friday, October 10th, 5:09 to be exact, 5:09 in LA. It was 8 o'clock on the East Coast, right? 8:09 on the East Coast, but that's okay. I got to do a daily check-in, right? So I, kind of had a busy day. I just got back in town from IMAX yesterday, right? So we're late yesterday. And, you got to catch up on things, make sure that what I do is kind of right away try to, not necessarily follow up with people, but at least if I gather cards or information, I'm at least, connecting with those same people like on LinkedIn and all that kind of stuff, right? So I want to make sure that I did that stuff today, right? Because I got another trip coming up and I know that once I do the other trip, all that other stuff is going to be piled on top of the stuff I just did with IMAX, right? So I said, you know what? Let me take this morning to do all that. And of course, I had some chores I need to do because, like I said, I'm leaving in another day or so. But anyway, we'll talk about that at another time. But hey, I was at IMAX and I did a daily check-in yesterday, so you may have checked that out yesterday, and I appreciate it. If you did, we're live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube. Yesterday, I was just live on LinkedIn yesterday, but now LinkedIn and YouTube. So if you don't subscribe to my YouTube channel, please do so. Just go to LinkedIn. No, I'm sorry, not LinkedIn. Go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit it, and it go bing. And then anytime it goes bing, that means you get a notification every time I go live. So that's what it's all about, right? So, and you can make comments in real time on YouTube. You can make comments on LinkedIn, but they're just not in real time, meaning on this platform. So there you go. Anyway, but hey, I'm Russell of Hotels, just in case you did not know, and I attended IMAX 2025, okay, which was in Vegas yesterday. And I'll never do a show. I forgot to say this. I'll never do a show where I'm not showcasing a hotel, okay? A hotel, a convention center, or some destination, right? Today happens to be the Strat Hotel in Vegas. Yeah, I stayed there, okay? I stayed there. I was oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit that. I'm getting kind of careless with the pen. But I was pleasantly surprised. I must say, a sales manager had, hooked me up, so to speak, said, hey, I'll do this if you, do a little content for me. I'm like, hey, that's what I do, right? I'm all about the content. I'm all about creating the content. So I stayed there, and like I said, I was pleasantly surprised once I got back past the casino because, this is my hang up. I have my own hang ups about hotels and casinos, right? So I'm not a fan of the smokiness of some casinos, okay? So I'll just throw it out there. That's just me, okay? But once I got past that, and I actually experienced two of their restaurants. I want to say it's an Asian restaurant, which was really good. I did like that. They had some non-meat eats. Anytime you can get some tofu and some noodles, okay, and it's spicy, that's all I need, right? I'm good. But no, they did a good job. The restaurant was good. And then I just had some cauliflower bites the next night, and they were spicy as heck. And that's what I like, right? So there you go. You can't beat that. So I'm simple when it comes to food. As long as they have the non-meat eats, I'm good. But once I got to the room, as you can see, is right in back of me. Very nice, smell new. Smell like it just, that new hotel smell. Okay, that's what it smelled like, right? So very clean. I was there for 3 days, and you can tell if the housekeepers, if they do a good job of cleaning, and they did, and they thought about everything, right? So, in fact, I wasn't even sure. I'm not sure from hotel to hotel which ones are going to clean your room on a daily basis. Well, they did here at the Strat, and I did appreciate it. I was not expecting it, but it is definitely appreciated. So thank you very much for that. So yeah, so would I stay at this hotel again? Yes, I would stay there again. Would I recommend it? Yeah, there's a group for every hotel, and for every hotel, there's a group, right? So did I say that right? Yeah. So every group, there's a hotel for you, okay? Every hotel, there's a group for you, right? They just have to match up and mesh and all that kind of stuff. But I do corporate groups, I do association, I do some specialty groups, I do some Smurf groups. You do family reunions, trips, there's girls trips, boys trips, men's trips, whatever the heck they call them. There's a hotel for everyone, but it has to do with How do I match up, groups with hotels? It starts with maybe budget. Well, it starts with destination, where are they going? But budget plays a big part into that as well. So my job as a hotel site selection, Russell of Hotels, is to be familiar with as many hotels as I can. I don't care where they are, where they're located. Um, yeah, so there you go. So yeah, it's my job to go to the hotels and experience it, because if I don't experience it, I just can't tell someone, oh yeah, I would go check this hotel out. Oh, knowing damn well I wasn't there, right? So I'm one of those people. I do create a lot of content, right? I don't call myself a influencer, but some people may say that I am, and I'm good with that. But I am a content creator, right? But I will not create any content, and I will never show a hotel on my platform that I've never been to, that I've never experienced. That's never going to happen. So yeah, I experienced the Strat 3 nights, okay? So I can talk about it intelligently and say, hey, yeah, definitely stay here. Definitely I've been there. Boom, there we go. Okay, enough of that. Okay, let's move on, because this does not have to be that long, and I was not going to spend a lot of time today because I got things to do. I got a movie to go to. So anyway, yeah, top 50 social media influencers in global hospitality for 2025. I always want to let people know, yeah, that's me. And yeah, that is true. One of the top 50 social media influencers in global hospitality. That global, that means around the world. That means international, just in case you didn't know. Thank you to the International Hospitality Institute for that distinction, that recognition, if you will. I do appreciate that. And I don't take that stuff lightly, right? So I want to make sure I tell people, because you may not know, right? Contrary to popular belief, everyone does not know what you do or who you are, or that you are one of these top 50 social media influencers in global hospitality. So if you don't know, it's because I didn't tell you, or maybe you didn't see it somewhere. But it's never going to come. It's never not going to come from me, because I think sometimes you have to be the one. No, not sometimes, all the time. You have to be the one that's your biggest advocate, yourself, right? The brand is you. The brand begins with you. So you have to let people know. I got to be the one out there shaking the pom-poms, like, hey, this is me. Yeah, I'm one of the top 50. So shout out to the other 49. A lot of them I know. A lot of them have been on my show. I've been on their shows. We meet, we talk, all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate them. Maybe they appreciate me. I don't know. But hey, I appreciate the International Hospitality Institute for the distinction. And I just, I hope, I appreciate the people that even watch the show, right? So there you go. So the blog. So anything that I talk about in the way of topics when I do my daily check-in, as well as On Air with Russell of Hotels, which is that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about, that comes on every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Same platform, that's LinkedIn and YouTube. So any topic that I have, it will be on my blog. So just go russellofhotels.com. That's where my blog is. Just hit the button, bing, everything goes bing. Hit the bing button, and then under the blog, right? And you'll see all the topics that I've discussed. I just post some things, just, some random stuff about everything's about, hotels or groups or meetings or elevating your brand, things like that. The things that I believe in, the things that I do, hotel site selection, which is a big part of what I do. But I also do things as far as elevating one's brand, assisting people, hotels, DMCs, DMOs, whatever, anything hospitality, with elevating their brand, because everyone does not know your brand exists. Everyone does not know that what you do. Okay, they don't. We always think they do. Oh, you know what I do, right? No, I don't. Can you tell me again for the 100th time? Because I don't remember. Okay, so just remember that we think that everyone knows what we do because we belong to this organization, or because we do this, and that. Because I went to IMAX, you should know what I do. No, because you didn't meet with everybody at IMAX, okay? There's 15,000 people there. There's no way you could have done that, okay? In fact, there's people there that I didn't even know were there, right? People that I know personally, because only reason I knew is because they posted something on LinkedIn. I'm like, I didn't even know you were there. Yeah, I was there. And one person said it was Arlette. You know Arlette, right? From Ontario, CVB. She says, I saw you. I did see you, but you were talking to someone. I said, no, make sure you know, raise your hand, walk by, push me, do something. Certain people you just want to see, right? And Arlette was one of those people, but she didn't do it. But that's okay, Arlette. I appreciate you letting me know that you did see me and that you were there. So once again, any topic that I discussed, no topic today though, but just go to the blog at russellofhotels.com and all the information is there. Or just go to my website, same website, russellofhotels.com. All my information is there. How I started this company, why I started it, what I do, who I am, all that stuff I was about to say, all that crap. No, I wasn't gonna say that. But anyway, so this is a room once again, and it was separate. I mean, it's a suite, right? So the bedroom, and then over to the left, right over here, they have like this dining room table, whatever, sits in the corner. I thought that was great. It means separate from the living room, the living quarters, and the bedroom, where you can have a designated spot with table, high chairs, and you can eat comfortably, right, and not get anything else mixed up or messed up. That's what I hate in regular rooms where you're eating on the bed or the little working desk, which is not that big. Well, you can work from here, you can eat here. It seats, I want to say 6 people or something like that. I'm like, okay, I like this. So, and then the bathroom was huge. So there you go. So it was very nice and comfortable. And you can see the bed right there, king size bed, of course. And you can see part of the sitting area right over here. So, and the bathroom would be, where am I? Over this way. This way? My finger. Yeah, over that way. So, oh, that was a good one. So remember, every Tuesday I do On Air with Russell of Hotels, that live hospitality talk show everyone's talking about, live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube. I didn't do it last week, so this show coming up would be show number 315. Yes, I've done 300 of these shows, believe it or not. Yeah, started back in 2019, and I only took off 3 weeks. And then I've been going ever since. I've been doing weekly shows ever since then. So there you go. So show 315 would be this Tuesday. Oh my God, I was just thinking I'll be out of town again, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to do 315. So it just hit me like, damn, okay. But if not, then I'll make sure I do it next week. It just may not be on Tuesday, but we'll get her done. Okay, let's finish this thing up so we can get out of here. So once again, the Strat Hotel. So real quick, going to IMAX, it was great. First of all, IMAX was great. I appreciate everybody I met. I appreciate them doing a great job. Only thing that I didn't, I did their survey. They did send out a survey, and I'm sure everyone that attended got their survey earlier today, like I did. And one of the things that I put was, I mean, the show is massive, right? The footprint is massive. And one thing that I noticed, and not saying I would have used it if there was space available. In the middle of the show, I mean, there's booths and exhibits everywhere. Okay, I call them booths, or let's say exhibits. There's exhibits, there's activations, there's all this kind of stuff that's going on there. All this just basic seating area that doesn't belong to any exhibit or activation. This is non-existent in the conference itself, in the scope of the footprint of the convention. Okay, there's no place to sit down other than if you have an appointment. Now, let's say you don't have appointments, right? And you're just walking around, and so there's a lot of standing and a lot of walking. I mean, you put in your 10,000 steps easy. Okay, so my suggestion would be have a space in the middle somewhere. I mean, I know you would have to redo something or move some things out, but have some space inside where people can sit down. I'm not saying, have tons of space, but space for people to sit down between appointments so they don't have to keep, moving around or walking around. Maybe it's done that. It's like that for a reason, because all the sitting areas are on the outside of the perimeter, the outside perimeter of the where the exhibits are. So, I mean, maybe that's strategic, but I'm not the only one that said this. Other people came to me and said, I mean, not they came to me because, they just wanted to vent. No, we're having a conversation like, why don't they have seating inside? because people are finding a way outside of that area, like where the food area is. Everything's on the outside, right? And sometimes you don't have time to walk all the way over there and then come back to your appointment. Okay, especially if you're tired. You're tired. That means tired. Tired. So yeah, that would be my only suggestion. But everything else was fine. We did a couple lives, and we commandeered some space that was open so that no one was in. So we just actually did lives from there. In fact, if you haven't checked that out, I put that on my LinkedIn page as well as my Instagram. So if you don't follow me on IG, Russell of Hotels, everything Russell of Hotels, other than LinkedIn, I guess it is Russell L. Edmond. So that would be my suggestion, right? And this is just the floor, just a little bit of it. I just happened to see someone that I know, that's Miss Tiffany, and she was with Nashville. So this is Nashville's exhibit. So yeah, you see how it is, and those are appointments going on, and it's just they had a pretty big footprint, Nashville, as they should, right? Because they do a lot. So there you go. But then they had a happy hour later, and shout out to everybody that maybe invited me or did invite me, and I was able to attend. Either it was a reception or a lunch or a dinner that I appreciate. Let's say Sonesta Hotels, thank you so much for the invitation. Fiesta Americana, thank you for the happy hour. Although, this is the thing. When you, and I ain't trying to put anybody on the spot, but these are things that I have to say, right? Because if somebody, they may not know, I don't know. But it seems like, well, it doesn't seem like, these things, when you invite people, those are opportunities to meet people, to have conversation with people and build on that relationship, right? Or at least start a relationship or build on an ongoing relationship. So it's important that if we're inviting people, like, meeting planners, meeting professionals, hotel site selection people, whatever, people that have some kind of power to book within your space or book your hotel or whatever the heck it is, that you meet them. Not just scan, beep, and like, okay, go enjoy, have a conversation with them. Although I mean, we all have the profiles and things like that, but I don't think everyone goes to every profile. And just, have a couple minute conversation. Hey, I'm trying to just say hello to everybody. Here's my card, or let me scan you again. But hey, I'm Russell Edmond, and I'm blah 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 with XYZ company. Thanks for coming. And any questions, all feel free to email whatever your spiel is. But make sure that we do make contact with people while we're there, while they are at our events, right? I think that's important, right? So Sonesta Hotels, thank you so much. Fiesta Americana, what I was going to say, that they had a happy hour, and I don't remember seeing anyone from Fiesta Americana at the place. I don't remember seeing them. They didn't come by. It was like maybe, I don't know, 5 or 6 of us sitting together. They never came by and said hello, thank you for coming, nothing like that. I mean, those are missed opportunities to me, okay? To say hello, drop off a card, thank you. Did you happen to have any questions or whatever? I mean, we have to do those things. Visit Dallas. Appreciate Visit Dallas for the invitation to their reception. Got a chance to see an old friend of mine. That was, man, woo, Kevin Owens, right? So Kevin Owens, shout out to Kevin Owens. He's one of the senior directors there at Visit Dallas. And I hadn't seen him in 25 years, okay? And I saw him, got a chance to see him and talk to him a little while. So it was good just to see him there. And it's good to, go to reception from Visit Dallas, right? So, and they walked around and talked to people, okay? So there you go. I'm just saying that's what we need to do. Hilton Hotels, thank you for the lunch. Appreciate that. And last but certainly not least, Rainya Tao, thank you so much. And she's with EES Agency. That's a DMO. I think she is out of San Diego, I believe. And thank you for the invitation for dinner. She did also invite me to Dre's, but I was not able to go, or I was not gonna go to that. So, but shout out to her. Thank you, Rainya, for the invitation. I do appreciate that. Thank you for the wonderful dinner, the wonderful conversation with everyone at your table. And it's, oh, it must have been 15, 16 people there, but everybody was so nice and talkative and all that kind of stuff. Just like you should be, right? When you invite people, potential clients to an event, you should, you should be happy that they're there. You should be introducing yourself, not just yourself, but everyone else. And that's what she did. And she was just a gracious host. And we came late, but it wasn't like they were put off. She wasn't put off that we were late. I think she probably knew we were running late, but she wasn't put off by that. And she still ordered us food. We still had drinks and dessert if you chose to do that. And it was great, right? So that's what it's all about, is making the people feel good. Just because you invite them that does not mean they're gonna leave there feeling good about what just happened, right? You have to engage with people. You still have to be involved at some point, right? Talk to them. What are you working on, or what do you do? How can we help you? Or are you having a good time? Is this your first IMAX? Whatever the heck is, I mean, we need to do those things. It's all about those little details, just the little conversations with people. And Rainya and her team, they did that, and I appreciate that. So once again, Rainya Tao, she's with EES Agency, which is a DMO. She's out of San Diego. So there you go. Always gotta, give shout outs where shout outs are due, okay? And I guess shout out to Nashville too, because they keep popping up here. So that's it for now. Thank you guys so much. Any questions at all, feel free to reach out to me, russell@russellofhotels.com. That is my email. You can go to my website. My email is there as well. That's russellofhotels.com. My phone number is there. You can call me. However you want to get a hold of me, you can do it. And I always end on this. You can't expect results if you're hiding. Visibility is not luck, it's strategy, okay? So it's strategy that I do these daily check-ins, that I do on air with Russell of Hotels, that I do, these lives on IG. That's all about the strategy, right? Because you want to make sure, or I want to make sure people know who I am, what I do, and how I can help them. So it's all about visibility with your brand, right? The brand begins with you, okay? I'm Russell of Hotels, right? Russell L. Edmond. I'm the brand, right? I'm the brand that represents the brand. Just like if you work for whatever, Hilton Hotel, whatever your name is, you happen to be the brand that represents the brand of Hilton. People are going to buy you. They're not going to buy the name of your company, okay? They're not going to buy the building, okay? Just like Miss Rainya, okay? We're going to buy Rainya because we love Rainya and she's great, right? We're not just going to say, oh, I'm going to do things with EES, because EES is great. I don't even know what EES stands for, but I know what Rainya Tao stands for, right? So there you go. That's what I'm saying. So we gravitate towards people. We're not gravitating towards the building or the idea of working with a DMO, okay? No, we're gravitating towards someone who happens to represent, because they embody everything that you're looking for, okay? So just remember that, okay? So the brand is you. So elevate your visibility. That's why I do what I do. That's why you see me. People will say, I think I know you somewhere. I met you somewhere before, right? No, I don't think so. Well, where would I know you? I don't know. LinkedIn. Is it LinkedIn? Are you the one that does the videos? Yeah, that's me. Okay, then that's me, okay? Because it's all about visibility, right? So there you go. That's it. That's all I have. So happy Friday. Have a great weekend. I'll be traveling again next week, so I'll be posting more content, right, about where I am, what I'm doing, and all that kind of stuff. So there you go. So once again, shout out to IMAX, whoever that staff is. IMAX 2025. Appreciate everything you guys did. Looking forward to next year. That's it. So happy Friday. Have a great weekend. And as always, I'm out.